Yeah, brother, welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Underdogs podcast brought to you by BetOnline and the Believe Podcast Network. Oh, yeah. We're back and better than ever. All eyes are on the gridiron as teams are back on for another football season. As always, BetOnline is your number one spot for the pro and college action this season. With a new updated site and interface, even more odds, props, and contests, BetOnline continues to be the number one source for everything football. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Don't forget to use our promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, to receive your bonus. From football, basketball, boxing, right to your favorite Vegas casino games, don't wait to take advantage of the all-amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts. And now, the Fantasy Underdogs podcast. And welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Fantasy Underdogs podcast brought to you by the Believe Podcast Network and also betonline.ag. Oh, yeah. Happy Monday, guys. How was your Sunday yesterday?
It was a roller coaster of emotions. The 1 o'clock, the 1 o'clock window, I really didn't know if I was going to make it out alive. I joked with you guys that I picked every wrong upset. And I almost did, that was in the 1 o'clock window. That was basically true.
Yeah, that Jets pick. Do you want like a couple minutes to gloat?
We can talk about that. We can talk about that.
You're gonna go single window, by the way. There you go.
All right.
Single window.
I just want to say that shout out to New York Jets fans because I believed in you yesterday. I had full faith in you. I had a gut feeling that you were gonna pull it out, and I was a nervous wreck for the once that game went into overtime. My mom wasn't allowed to speak. I couldn't, just because I was like, I've made it this close. Like, now they have to win. Like, they can't lose now. And you pulled it off. I literally was praying to the gods that field goal went wide, and it did. Everything worked out the way it was supposed to, and it was beautiful. I called it.
You said you had to shush your mom?
She wasn't allowed to. She got a call from her friend, and I was like, hang up the phone. No one was allowed. I was like, I need this game to be over. I need the Jets to win.
I couldn't believe it. But like, out of all the games, and I know we kind of talked about this yesterday about, of all the games to win, you could win this one because of so many people that are out on that team, and they really took advantage of that. And I tip my hat off to you, Jordyn, for picking the Jets.
Jordyn, she was brave. She made the pick and then stuck with it.
Yeah.
The Titans, they did start coming back, and it made me nervous because they started slow, but Jets just had the momentum. So going into overtime, I was like, they're going to do it. Everything's going to work out. And it did. So my team lost, but at least that pick paid off. That made me feel a lot better about it.
Which, do you think this is maybe a winning streak that the Jets could be on, or is this just like a one and done kind of deal? They're just screwed the rest of the way.
I feel like it's probably a one and done. They'll probably get a couple more wins, but I just don't think they're complete enough to actually go on a streak and start knocking people out yet. But who knows?
Hey, they play the Falcons next, I think. So
anything's possible.
Anything is possible, and I think they're traveling to London to play that game. So both teams.
What time's that going to start? Is that going to be 8 or 9
in the
o'clock?
morning?
Yeah, that's
9:30
early morning, which I love. Which I love these London games.
Yeah,
you can start your day. Although you have to make sure you put your picks in and your lineup set before that, because most people forget about that.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, Jordyn continues to lead the pick'ems, and she takes the risk. And we talked about it that whole show. And the more, like I said, you look at it and you go, God, this really could. This is a good, and she takes the calculated risk, and she's got the courage, the strength to push through. I'm more of a scaredy cat. I think you look at something and you go, no, that just won't happen. And she has conviction in her picks. She ride or dies with them. So you got to give her credit.
As we say in the biz, you had major cojones for
yes.
So congratulations.
Very much so.
Thank you.
Let's do some other wrapping up or some recaps from yesterday. Your Eagles got decimated by the Chiefs yesterday, Jordyn. That was.
I don't want to say we got decimated. The first half we were in it.
Yes, you were.
It was back and forth.
Let me take that back. You guys were in there the first half.
Yes. And then the second half, what's frustrating too is because we had 3 touchdowns. We lost by 12 points. We had 3 touchdowns called back. That's 21 points off the board for us right there. It's super frustrating. Every 2 seconds there was a flag in that game, and we were basically just shooting ourselves in the foot on offense and defense. So I still think the Chiefs were going to end up winning no matter what, just because Patrick Mahomes is like a fourth quarter miracle worker. But I think we would have been in it a lot more, and I think it would have been a lot cleaner if we just played a little bit smarter. The second half definitely stunk, but now I have to ask you guys the question. Do you think the Chiefs are still the Chiefs that we've seen the last 2 years? Because I think, like, if you're that close with the Eagles, I think something's missing there.
I mean, it's definitely I think it's taken them a little bit longer to kind of get their butts in gear, maybe. And it seems like, I mean, when you put up 42 points in the NFL, that's a lot of points, and they have the possibilities of doing that any week, really, against any team. So I think it's taken them longer, but yeah, getting beat by the Chargers. I mean, they definitely have chinks in their armor, and I think they've been discovered. And, like we've said before, they have a whole new offensive line as well. So they're just getting up to speed.
I would say it's a good issue to have right now because we're still early in the season. You don't want to be doing this in like week 8 or 9 when it's like almost halfway done with the season. I would say the Chiefs it's almost like that slow burn, that movie what you're watching. It starts off slow, and then at the end you're like, oh shit, like that's insane. So I wouldn't be too worried about the Chiefs at all. It's just it's a slow uphill battle, and I think what everybody thought was going to happen because they've got so many new guys on that offensive line. And it's also maybe they have a little bit of the Super Bowl hangover,
Yeah. Jalen Hurts, though.
I was going to ask you, Jordyn, what progression wise were you impressed with Jalen Hurts yesterday? I was pretty impressed with his play. It seems like each and every week he's kind of tweaking things and getting a little bit more acclimated and better. And I saw the signs yesterday, especially if you can hang with the Chiefs and put up 30 on the Chiefs, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah. No, I'm very pleased with everything I'm seeing from Jalen Hurts. I literally tweeted out yesterday because after our last 2 games, there were people who were already like, do whatever you have to do to get Deshaun Watson. Let's use a first-round pick on a quarterback, which is also stupid because next year's quarterback class isn't even that great. So I was like, I literally tweeted out, I was like, anyone who shit on Jalen Hurts or Nick Sirianni over the last 2 weeks, I don't want to hear anything from you because this is a team where we literally basically got rid of everything. We have all these young guys, new head coach, new offensive coordinator, new quarterback. It's not going to come out in the first 4 weeks and just be perfect and seamless. The only thing I've wanted from them is to see consistency and to see that you're going to make mistakes, but you're learning from them and you're trying to get better. And that's what I see from Nick Sirianni and from Jalen Hurts. So I'm very pleased with the direction that we're going. Obviously, I want us to go out there and be able to win games, but I also understand kind of the state of where we're at and everything we had to do to get here. So it's a slow process, but
definitely spreading the ball around a lot. I mean, tight ends were used a lot. Ertz was just a madman yesterday, and Goddard too. So I liked it. I was thoroughly
Rieger, Quez Watkins.
Yep.
He just has options and he knows how to find everybody and he knows everybody's strength. He's a mobile quarterback. So if he can't find any option, like he can help himself out a lot. So
I can't believe I've spoke this much positive things against the Eagles. I haven't done that in forever. I can't believe I'm doing it right now.
I'm honored.
It's weird. I'm usually like shitting on them a lot.
I know.
I'm like, wow, they look so great.
Philadelphia Eagle in fantasy.
They look so great yesterday, and oh my god, I'm like, what is? I've only had 1 beer. Like, what's going on?
Because the Eagles are getting good.
Let's pump the brakes. Let's pump the brakes there. Let's not be too hasty. Cardinals beating the Rams yesterday, 37-20.
You know what the funny thing
Easy.
is, that game, I was sitting there and I talked about the injury report, and I realized that I'm not going to go look at the 4:00 injury report. I'm at the beach and I'm drinking, and I never went back and looked at it, and I didn't see if those linemen started or not. But holy cow, I mean, you can't figure out. This is another team who just has so many targets. AJ Green, Hopkins, Kirk, Edmonds, Connor. I mean, this is a team that's using Max Williams. They're using every single weapon, every single time. And I mean, Kyler Murray, let's just go ahead and start the MVP chant now and just start doing that, because he's on fire, dude. He's definitely on fire.
Which last week it was all about Matthew Stafford, and now this week it's another NFC West quarterback in Kyler Murray. Now so the Rams beat the Bucks, but the Cardinals beat the Rams, so the Cardinals are now the best team in the NFL?
Yeah. This is not new information to me. I've been preaching this all off season about how great the Cardinals are going to be. No one wanted to listen to me.
Well,
I like the Cardinals.
Yeah.
They're one of my
No, you told me the Cardinals are going to go exactly 500. I can find the tweet.
But 500 is good. It's not bad.
It's not good.
They're still
be above 500, especially in the NFC West.
I know, but we've seen this before out of them. They start off hot, and then it's just a tumble.
Yeah.
In later weeks. So, and you know what? I would say enjoy it while you can, because there's going to be a tumble pretty soon. But I like the Cardinals. I always think of them as a dark horse every single year.
I think the only thing with me, their defense was more of a question, but now it seems like that has been, I mean, it's transformed and it's getting better. Like that first game against the Titans, I was like, shut up. I was like, this is real life. Wait a minute. Because it was such a huge jump, and their offense, they have better weapons and better consistency, I think, than the Chiefs as far as wide receivers that go down, from 1 to 2 to 3. They have better depth there. So I mean, it's scary when they get that offense moving in the right direction and everybody's clicking on all cylinders. There's not a hole anywhere in the skill positions. So,
okay. Another game that I think we talked about, especially with the quarterback in mention, which I'll say Big Ben. Packers beating the Steelers 27-17 yesterday. I know we were talking about if it could be time for Dwayne Haskins to maybe start. That might be an option if this is the tumble continues for the Steelers. I mean, Packers trending up, Steelers are just tumbling and tumbling and tumbling. Could we start to hear the rumors that they might make a quarterback change here pretty soon?
I think if you're the Steelers, you figure out where your season is, and if you think it's a complete loss, that's when you go to Haskins, because Big Ben is 25. He's in the 20s in a salary cap. Yeah. So if you really get to the point to where you go, okay, this is it, we're done, go to Haskins whenever you feel that is as an organization.
Yeah, I think realistically, from the way everything's looking, I think Ben's going to get hurt and they won't even have to. He just doesn't look. Yeah. Every time he gets up, he's hobbling. There's like something. He's always grabbing his shoulder, there's always something. So realistically, I just don't know if he has it. But yeah, I agree with Chip. It gets to the point where if you lose the next 2 games, like Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season. So you have to get to the point too where he knows what he has to do to kind of pull it out towards the end. So we'll see. I'm rooting for Dwayne Haskins. Not that I'm not rooting for Ben Roethlisberger, but you are bringing the Steelers down, and the Steelers are a good team. Like, I think you're seen your prime. I'm over it. I'm ready for Dwayne Haskins.
Jordyn, I think you're one of few rooting for Big Ben still. Maybe one of few.
I wouldn't even say rooting. I just not rooting against him. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to wish anything bad upon him.
But you want somebody else to start over him, so you're rooting against him pretty much. You know what? You don't want him to do bad.
I'm rooting for the well-being of the Steelers organization.
Okay.
Hey,
I'll give you that.
What about quarterbacks getting hurt? Jimmy G, ouch my calf, Trey Lance, saw him, got a chance to come into the game, didn't light the world on fire, but had an okay fantasy point wise, 28 points or 25 points, so a respectable day.
Thank you, Deebo Samuel.
Just saw some updates though that Jimmy G could actually play right before the show started. What do we all think? I think there's a bye. I think they go in. I don't know who San Francisco is actually playing next. I think they have a bye the week after, though. So do you get Trey Lance's feet wet and then see what he gets into this week and then go into a bye and just have him go? Or
they have another divisional game. They play the Cardinals next week.
Oh, God.
God. They're screwed. Doesn't matter who you play.
I would say throw Trey Lance into the fire. Are we ever going to see Jimmy G play a full season?
No, that's not ever going to happen. It hasn't, and it's not going to.
I say you start Trey Lance against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
if he's ready to go and Jimmy G's still hobbled by Thursday, it's Trey Lance time.
Well, yeah, but you got to get him a full week of practice if you want to start Lance. I would give him. He would do all the first team reps, and I'd just say, Jimmy G, your calf is too hurt. No, thank you.
Well, it's also too, you don't want to rush Jimmy G out there if he's got a hurt calf.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah.
Especially when you have someone who, I don't think he can get the job done against the Cardinals, but you have someone that you kind of want to be the face to take over, realistically.
Yeah.
So throw him out there. Division rival. Let's go.
I like it.
Now, if Trey Lance goes out there and wins, though, Jimmy G is never going to play quarterback ever again.
Over.
Yeah. He's going to get traded. He's going to get traded.
Would they trade him mid-season?
Yeah. Yeah. For a quarterback needing team? Yeah.
Oh, man. Well,
I would start making phone calls. Especially like a Miami.
Ballsy. Ooh.
I mean,
you can't do that to somebody who knows the system and then bring a quarterback in who doesn't know the system. What happens if Trey Lance got hurt? Then you'd have a new quarterback who doesn't know anything.
We saw what the Patriots did with Mac Jones. They just threw Cam Newton out the door and were like, we'll be fine. Thanks.
Yeah, but he had a whole training camp. You can't do that in the middle of a season to somebody. God.
What a great segue, too, because that's our next segment is last night's Tom Brady. Good segue, Jordyn.
Thank you.
Tom Brady's return to Foxboro, all the hype in the world. What did
doesn't throw a touchdown at all?
Yeah. It was brutal to watch.
That was a rough game, dude.
Yeah.
It was a rough game to watch.
It felt like it went on for
it was like
all of Tom Brady's career was in that one game.
It was like watching paint dry.
Yeah.
It was not.
It was bad. It was long. Halftime, I was tired. I was ready to go to bed. I was like, Jesus, I don't know if I can do this.
As a Bucs fan, it was a terrible game. Like, you can comment about the refs all day long about their missed calls. Like, the refs were terrible last night. Like, plain and simple. But it was a bad game. Like, I know the Bucs are decimated with injuries in their defense. Like, they just had a couple more yesterday too. I think Antoine Winfield Jr. is out with a concussion. Levante David, I think, is out. Like, decimated now. Who are you going to get now to come in? But as a whole, they're in trouble going forward. I mean,
oh God, this is a rookie quarterback who was averaging 2 interceptions a game.
Yeah,
went out and looked like
he looked good.
Coming of Tom Brady.
He looked good. Like the future is bright for New England with Mac Jones. Like,
which
I
is
was
something
impressed.
I can't even believe I agree with.
Yeah,
because I was so not on the Mac Jones train. But he is doing well.
He looked like an NFL quarterback. Yeah. He looked comfortable. Obviously he made one mistake with that interception, but I think that was, not his fault. But he looked good, and their defense looked good too. Like,
they spent $316 million on that defense. I mean, I hope. Well, not all of that was spent. 2 tight ends as well, but they spent a lot of money. Jordyn was all over the place as well.
You definitely felt that Tom Brady was missing Gronk last night because he was just having trouble in the end zone. Him and Cameron Brate were not getting it together on the same page. Even Antonio Brown was. I was frustrated to the point where in the fourth quarter I was like, if they lose this shit, I'm fine with that because they've just been playing like crap.
You were not fine with that if
Yes,
they would
no,
have lost.
I swear to you, Chip, I was fine with that. It was probably the midway into the fourth. I was like, if they lose, I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to be upset about this because they deserve to lose how they played. Like the Patriots outplayed Tom Brady's Buccaneers last night.
Do you think he was like, when he was walking out there, he looked like very choked up? Like he looked like, do you think it was just like he got very in his head and like that's why he couldn't? Or do you just think he was like missing Gronk? Like it just seemed like there was a lot going on for him. And I don't know. He just didn't feel like confident Tom Brady.
I look at it as if you say that, you know, the 7-time Super Bowl champion got choked up for being back at his home. I don't think so. I would say missing Gronk was one of those that had a factor into it, and a lot of his receivers were just not making catches. Like they were missing routes, they weren't catching anything, and that hurt. They could have blown out the Patriots last night. They could have, but just nobody was catching the ball last night. Defense looked pretty good, but I don't know, man. If you're gonna go in the Foxboro like that and just kind of, it looked like a middling performance. It almost looked like when they lost to the Giants and the Bears last year. That's what it looked like. It was one of those games where they should have lost. Like, I know they lost last year to those two teams. Like, they should have lost last night. That's how the play went. And then it's just the overhypeness of that game was it was.
I did like that he broke the record in Foxboro, though. That was
Drew Brees was like, motherfucker.
Yes.
But to me, the overhypeness was, and I'm going to make myself a nerd right now. It was like the disappointment of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Like hype and then execution, not so much. It was just like, meh.
Well, I think weather played a little bit of that. I think emotion played a little bit of that. I think that red zone wise, I think Tom Brady really missed Gronk, but also the organization as a whole, you went, we really don't. The running game has always been kind of an issue, although Leonard Fournette played great last night.
He looked good, He looked
good. The red zone, there was it didn't feel like there was an answer or a go-to, and it was just kind of like everybody was a little bit lost. And I think moving forward, any team, now granted, New England does have two tight ends who are both fairly good, and Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. You know, wide receiver wise, I think they're run of the mill. They picked up some guys, Nelson Aguilar. They had Jacoby Myers. They had, N'Keal Harry started last night, and he hadn't played in a while. So, I mean, if you've got three wide receivers and you're playing against the Bucs now, people are going to spread them out because they don't. Richard Sherman right now is one of the starting corners, and then after that, you go to Cockrell, and then after that, you're in real trouble. So
to give Richard Sherman some credit. I mean, he was basically thrown out there with only a few days of practice, and he did that. He had a takeaway last night. I think he had the most tackles and a takeaway last night. So, but yeah, I agree with you, Chip.
They're dead.
If Richard Sherman,
they're dead. I mean, it's not going to be good when you face teams that have two good wide receivers now because your top two corners are Sherman, who just has been practicing a week, and Cockrell, and your free safety is probably not. I mean, I don't know I don't remember his injury, but I don't know if he's playing next week. So,
yeah, I might have jinxed them saying if they're going to go 15-2. I might have jinxed them. I still have the Rays to fall back on. That's cool, man.
That's true.
Yeah, no, I don't have the Phillies. I have no Philly sports. All Philly sports are just pure pain all the time.
Yeah, you got hockey coming up. You got the Flyers. Well,
yeah, who are like great for it's just like the Phillies. They're great, and then they're great, and nothing ever happens. You make it to the playoffs, they can't do anything. Granted, they make it to the playoffs, unlike the Phillies for the last decade, but sorry.
At least you guys don't have the Falcons.
Sorry.
Hey, Cordell Patterson, fantasy stud yesterday, 3 touchdowns.
Oh, I mean, if there was a bigger shock in fantasy football and in NFL as a whole, if you told me that we signed a kick returner, Cordell Patterson, who's well into his 30s, and he is going to be the number 2 running back in fantasy football right now, I would have moved to Japan and become a sushi chef and cooked hibachi the rest of my life, dude. There's no way anyone could have predicted that. So, yeah, he's the focal point of the Falcons offense. Mike Davis is on the field twice as often as him, I think, and has like not even close to half of his production, which kills a lot of people because in fantasy, I thought Mike Davis would be good, not fantastic, but good, serviceable.
Waste of a pick.
It's a dark hole for the Falcons right now. If you don't have Cordero Patterson, although Matt Ryan showed signs of life yesterday, he had a good game. Calvin Ridley had some good targets. Kyle Pitts still is Kyle Pitts. So I don't know.
Nothing.
I really don't know what to say. Another thing, Washington's defense, I guess, one-hit wonder. You just gave up, 36 or 35 to the Falcons?
Mm-hmm.
Or excuse me, 30. It was 34-30. But, yeah, I don't know. Washington, I guess, is just a one-hit wonder defensively.
We've got a couple minutes left in the show. Usually our Monday shows are a recap of yesterday and the Monday night predictions. So who do we got tonight? The Chargers are facing the Raiders. Jordyn, I know who you're taking. I mean, you've got your...
I really did my Justin Herbert jersey and my all I want for Christmas is
Justin Herbert fan club sweatshirt on.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chargers.
Shocker
tonight.
Shocker.
I wanted because it's in Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, it's in LA.
It's in LA.
Yeah, it's in LA. That's right.
It's in LA. So, I have a feeling they're probably going to split. So Chargers win here, Raiders will win at home. I already know this game is going to either go into overtime or come down to the last 4 seconds because that's how their game, it's going to be a 1-point game. But yeah, Chargers are going to pull it out tonight.
Chip, who you got?
Dude, I want to take the Raiders just because both you guys are going to go Chargers, I think. I think that just what Jordy said, I totally agree. It's going to be this game. The last time they played in December of last year was 30-27. I think the spread tonight is 3 also. And I don't know who the favorite was, but if I was gambling tonight, I'd take the team that was getting the 3 points. I might take, God, I don't know. I might take the Raiders.
I took because you guys, I need Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen to do fantastic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh boy. You know what? I'll cheer. This is gonna come back and bite me. I already know. I'll go Chargers.
Okay.
Just because there's fantasy relevance here, but there should be pick'em relevance as well.
You don't have to pick the Chargers.
Yeah.
Go with your gut. Go with your gut. Go with your feeling.
Dude, my gut this year, I'm 0-4 in fantasy and I'm 3rd in pick'ems. I don't have a gut. Nothing has been right. It's all wrong. So I will go with Chargers right now, but we will see.
Yeah. I'm feeling Chargers tonight. Justin Herbert's going to have a night. You're coming off a win against the Chiefs, and you're playing another division rival. They're going to be in their brand new, futuristic, gorgeous stadium. They're going to have a day. Really?
I like that. Yeah, I'm going to go Chargers, and that pick is already in. Now, I have a question. I know I texted you guys to do Cincinnati this past week. And I couldn't log my pick, and I was at my hotel on vacation mode. Did I get credit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always give credit. If you tell me.
I'll give credit. I'll give credit for that.
But then after this, do we want to do? I know I've always, and Jordy, Evan will know, the previous show we've done these with, I've been a real stickler on this, and I've said, look, if the pick's not in,
there's only really now 3 of us, 4 of us technically.
Oh, 4 of us.
4 of us on it. I mean, our last show had 6,000 people on it.
That's true too. We can be sticklers if we want to be, but as long as we want to text each other, we put it in our chat, then we're cool.
Yeah. I think as long as it's communicated before the end of the game, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
I'm agreeing on that.
Yeah, as long as we know where you were wanted to go, I will give you the points.
Gotcha. Okay, good. I just wanted to ask.
I wanted to end the show with, if you saw Urban Meyer's press conference about his transgressions.
I should have went home. Yeah, you should have. What did you think was going to happen?
I should.
Dude, he's working his way out of Jacksonville very slowly. He's like, I will be a distraction. I will be over here. I'm going to USC on this hand, and I'll just be crazy over here, and they'll just let me go.
I don't think you looked at the camera once in that whole thing. He was just like, head down. Yeah, I should have done that. I should have went home. And My biggest thing was why didn't you fly back with your team? Because that's just weird. Like I get it. Like you were there for a long time in Ohio with Ohio State and everything, but you're an NFL coach. Travel back with the team.
Dude,
yeah.
He's working his way out, buddy. You're gonna see some more. You're gonna see some more distractions, some more transgressions of the small variety, and then Shad Khan's gonna be like, "Okay, you're not gonna be that guy," and that's fine.
As of right now, I've heard there's people trying to find out different angles of what happened in that bar because there's possible other things that went on in that bar, which we'll rename. I won't name on this show, but there's possible angles of where things really got weird.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think what I heard from him was everyone was trying to get me on the dance floor, but I didn't want to go. And it's like, come on, dude. You knew exactly what was going on.
Well, I'm talking about when the girl was like grinding on him. Like there's another angle.
Okay. Yeah. So there was a lot more happening.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
So that's the word on the street. And
of course it is.
I mean, he did coach at Florida. I mean, he did,
I'm really convinced at this point he thought Trevor Lawrence was just going to come out and like win games for them and he wasn't going to have to do anything. And he's like, oh crap, we have this rookie quarterback with no one around him. Now I actually have to try and figure something out and he doesn't know what to do.
Exactly.
He already looks defeated. He already looks like
he's given up. It's week 4 in your first NFL season. Get it together.
I'm sure at the end of the season he's gonna be like, "Fuck this! I'm going to USC."
Yeah,
like USC's.
He won't make. I totally think he's gonna do something just as stupid as he did this past week or weekend, and then keep doing it. And then Shad Khan's gonna be like, "Look, you're out. Bye."
Yeah.
And then after that, he'll go sign at USC, and then everything will be fine. Because think about it, that's what he's always done. He had some heart condition, and then he goes somewhere else. He got out of a contract, and then he took some time off.
I wish
he went somewhere else. So
I wish Kaylee was on tonight to just.
I know. I would love to hear this.
Trash Urban Meyer.
The day he is no longer part of the Jacksonville Jaguars organization, she will be thrilled, like beyond elated.
Dude, the timer has started. It is moving forward.
Yeah.
I think.
What a possible almost the fastest exit out of the NFL for a coach would be this guy.
Bobby Petrino, Atlanta Falcons. Didn't even.
That's true.
I think it is Petrino.
Didn't he last how many weeks?
Games?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks, and he was like, "I'm out." He
got a job offer from Kentucky. Didn't even tell the players. Sent a text. Was on a plane.
I remember that.
Landed in Kentucky and was like, "Bye."
He was like, "Deuces."
Yeah.
And then Saban's got to be right after because Saban quit, halfway through the season?
Miami, I think.
Yeah, Miami.
It was pretty fast for him, too. But I think Petrino might be the quickest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
we're on Urban Watch right now.
Yeah. Exactly what I want to be doing.
Good luck on all your fantasy tonight, guys and gal. I think hopefully you guys are do well. I do have Mike Williams, but my butt has already been kicked.
Keenan Allen,
I will be cheering for the Chargers.
Justin Herbert, I need you to do well tonight, please.
Justin, he's going to have a day.
Please. He needs to find Mike Williams one time, and then I'll be able to trade him at a high point. Well, I'm excited.
Frick, I have Mike Williams and Darren Waller, and I'm going up against Ruggs. It's going to be
he'll be okay.
You'll be all right.
I'm down by 12 right now. I'm good.
Oh, you'll be fine.
I think you'll be fine. Both of those guys hopefully will get a time.
The touches alone from Waller alone, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Nice.
Fingers crossed, everybody. Good luck.
Thanks.
Happy week 4. We'll see you all Thursday for another episode of the Fantasy Underdogs podcast. Enjoy your Monday. Follow us. Don't follow us on Facebook or Instagram because they're done. Like I guess there's outages, so don't worry about Instagram and Facebook. They're done. Just follow us on Twitter and YouTube and Twitch. That's all you need to do. So we're out.
All right, not go Falcons.
Yeah,
Bolt up.
Raise up.
Yeah.